Why do these movies exist? And who are they for? The original live-action Scooby Doo films are the greatest things I have ever seen.
Terrible, but great.
I say original because remember, there are more, but these are the ones I grew up with, so I'm just gonna talk about these two. Maybe another day. Scooby Doo is easily one of the most iconic cartoon characters of all time, and apparently we can't get enough of the same story being told over and over and over and over and over and over. Let's just say it would be no easy task watching every Scooby Doo media out there. As for why these movies exist, that's pretty easy. I mean, if you get the director of Big Mama's House and Home Alone 3, you clearly don't care about art. Funny enough, the original screenplay was written by James Gunn, which I think explains a lot. But before we get into that, I gotta say I loved Scooby Doo as a little kid, especially what's new. A lot of the cartoons still hold up and are kinda spooky, and I watch these movies alongside the cartoons, so admittedly I'm nostalgic for them. But that doesn't stop me from recognizing the terrible writing and acting.
No! Look, I'm a man of substance. Dorky chicks like you turn me on too.
It's kind of difficult to know where to start this, and when lost, it's best to go back to the beginning. Supposedly, the first film was initially intended to be PG-13. That explains it. It was changed after everyone had already signed on in order to make it more family-friendly. And this is very apparent when watching. There is an obvious clash of tones with the writing. Some jokes were so obviously added later in production, it actually drives the already unfocused plot to a complete halt. Now, every once in a while, there are parts that are so awful, so stupid, that I almost couldn't stop laughing, and it almost made it seem intentional. But I refuse to admit that could be true. I would absolutely recommend these movies as hilarious shit shows, by the way, especially if you're as immature and nuts as myself. I'll be going over these films in chronological order, and spoilers are ahead. That is, if you consider either of these having a plot. But if you've ever seen an original Scooby Doo episode, then you know exactly what the ending will be. Enough blue balling you. We got 2 fucking movies to watch, so let's start with Scooby Doo, also known as Scooby Doo, the movie. So, that's where we're at.
Okay, now I really have a wedgie.
Yep.
Guys, hurry it up! This ghost keeps grabbing.
And surprise, surprise, this whole opening scene is... Oh. No shit, this isn't all that bad. The costume's actually kind of cool. It's campy, but it's definitely Scooby Doo. But it still has that early 2000s vibe, you know? Yeah, like that. Ah, who is that? She's fucking, ugh. Pamela Anderson from Baywatch? Why? The fuck is Stripperella? Video for another day. But yeah, it has that feel pretty much throughout the whole movie. And oh man, does it get worse.
Thank you so much for saving the factory.
So this movie actually starts with them solving a mystery. And they do the iconic unmasking bit, but awful. Don't know why we need to know how the guy was flying, because it never shows up again. We really don't need any explanation of this at all, because it's not important later. They have the second act fight at the start of the first, and they acknowledge the cliche dynamic, and we start realizing that all the actors suck.
Dad, look, it's not our fault you always get kidnapped.
I do not always get kidnapped.
Oh, please. You come with your own ransom note.
Except for Shaggy.
I know I'm just the dude that carries the bags, but it seems to me we all play an important part in this group.
Who was quite honestly the best parts of these movies.
Daphne, you're the pastrami and bubblegum flavored ice cream, and Velma, you're the sweet and sour mustard sauce that goes on top. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it, Scoob?
You know what, Shaggy? You really put it in perspective for me.
Thanks.
Okay, Elliot, stay focused. They fell out because of the plot, and we flash forward 2 years?
Talk about toasted.
Yep, we've had a weed joke and a groping joke in a PG movie, and we're just getting started. Scoob and Shaggy get invited to an island to solve a mystery by a Jersey Shorean, and as it turns out, so is Fred, Velma, and Daphne.
So economy. Crap.
How the fuck did you get past security?
What the heck are you doing here?
Isn't it obvious? We all received the same letter from one Emil Mondavarius, the reclusive owner of...
Whoa, Velma, don't take all the charisma. These guys could use some.
It's not fair. I was gonna solve a mystery all by myself for the first time ever.
How are you gonna save yourself when you get caught?
Fucking sick, man. She looks like they played this song on set, and this character actually walks up to Shaggy and is immediately established as a love interest.
Grandma, that's my grandma. Hi, Grandma. Like, no. You're welcome. Bad, Grandma! Don't eat the kitty!
So after Scooby is done eating a cat, they arrive on Spooky Island and are greeted by the legendary Mr. Bean!
Oh! Scooby Doo! Oh.
He, was clearly not behind that.
I'm Emil Mondavarius, the owner.
You seem less
Spooky!
than we'd have guessed.
Oh no, I can be pretty spooky when called upon. Oh, I can go and wear claws and everything.
Oh, fucking Christ. So, Mr. Bean is worried that the people that arrive at his amusement park are under some kind of spell by the time they leave. Did you maybe try asking them what's wrong?
Carol! How's the island?
Are you tricking on me?
That Dewey just barfed me out.
Back off my grill, son!
Oh, okay, so I guess that's out of the question.
Maybe we can celebrate later by having a little spookapalooza.
Rookapalooza? Uh-oh.
Seriously, what was with that transition? So Velma goes to one of the island's live shows, and this scene has some of the ugliest editing and music choices. We get introduced to two very obvious bad guys, and we learn that there is some kind of curse on the island having to do with the people arriving here.
The creatures are furious, my friends. I assure you, while you party, they plot their revenge.
Oh my god! And as expected, Velma immediately
They
sees
would.
through this.
If it weren't for the holographic projectors. There. And there.
What a smart little one.
So the monsters are just kind of made up then. We cut back to Scooby Doo and we see that he's getting a call from somebody.
Hello?
Got a bag of hamburgers here for you. Just walk into the dark, shadowy part of the forest where no one can see you.
Okay.
These are the parts I was talking about earlier. It's kind of funny. Shag Daddy is wasting his time with this prop, while it seems the rest of the gang are trying to learn more about the island.
Excuse me?
Dang it! What are you doing?
I'm looking for clues as to who's behind the strange behavior of the students.
Listen, do yourself a favor and get off this island. Go home. Go home before evil befalls your little skinny aeroba-sized booty. And whatever you do, do not go into that spooky island castle.
Okay, Daff, how did you find this guy? Why would you assume he knows something, and who the fuck is he?
But you're scary.
There is so little going on in this movie right now. Something's gotta happen soon.
Hamburger. Thank you.
What the fuck is that? Okay, to be fair, you're both kind of scary. So Scooby gets hit right in the snacks, and then the monster is launched away. Scooby goes right to tell Shaggy, and of course he doesn't believe him.
A monster?
That's a furry! So yeah, there's actually a monster running about. And because Daphne now has the lead to the castle, she goes to fetch Scoob and Shaggy. I thought she needed no man. So apparently the whole gang found out about this location separately from what I assume is the same guy. And they
Split up and look for more clues.
basically dick around, and then this line.
Dorky chicks like you turn me on too.
Christ.
such a compliment.
They should have just stuck to one target audience. So a little person spots the group here and then turns on the ride, which is apparently inside of this castle. The threat level ranges from dangerous to just fucking child's play.
They're moving toward us.
Hey, PhD, why not try running through them?
Quick, try the bookcase. One of these has got to open a secret passageway.
Velma, this is a ride!
You got a better plan, Fred?
Yeah, run around the axes. Alright, so now we've arrived at possibly my favorite part.
Now that you're a young adult, you'll need to learn societal do's and don'ts. Remember, today's young people have a language all their own.
Sorry, bro.
No big whoop, dog. Yo, did you catch that new vid on the box?
True that. I'm up to snuff on all popular trends.
Word.
It's just fucking beautiful.
It seems to be a brainwashing facility of some type.
Daphne eventually comes across the Allspark? So this is like a castle slash ride slash indoctrination center? Then we get to the part that I assume was written for kids.
Baby.
The gang narrowly escapes to just some stellar music. Is it really smart to have that out in the open? So Velma starts talking to this stranger about the old days.
Reminds me of the old days. We were quite a crew back then, but every family has one nut.
And this was really just an excuse to shit on the old cartoon character Scooby Doo, which is kind of funny.
There's no such thing as ghosts.
Sure there are! And when I find them, I'll give them a good dose of puppy power! Ta-da!
Oh, God, he's peeing on me.
And this was not changed for the children.
No urinating on deck.
It was an accident!
You were marking your territory.
You don't have the scrote for this job!
Okay, serious question though, if he peed, where's his dick?
You appoint me your unquestioned leader. Either that, or I'm out of here. You can't do this.
They fucking left him in the desert. He could die. Huh, that was weird. So monsters end up attacking the party, and Velma and Fred both get captured.
Scooby Doo, where are you?
Mommy, I'm a man. Yeah, it's gonna get loose.
The rest manage to escape and follow the monsters to the entrance of their hideout. Prop calls the Coast Guard, which I guess are also evil.
Well, we do have a unit in the vicinity. Can you meet him at the pier? Our friend's a big kid now.
Fuck. So they wake up the next day and apparently the whole island resets?
Like what happened to the shattered windows and the busted walls?
Ah, fuck me. I bet they were popular.
Yo, the biatch was like, what? And I was like, later on.
Come on, just get me out.
What up, dog?
Look at what happened last night.
Man, we got beats like it was the listeners on earth. You know what I'm saying, G?
No.
So apparently Fred, along with everyone else who has been captured, has had their souls replaced by the monsters. So, Daphne gets captured, Scoob and Shaggy escape on ATVs. Oh, my head. So they manage to pick up Prop, and she gets her head hit, and then this happens. So she's like a demon or something?
Larry Raiders are raining and rares!
Can I get that again?
Larry Raiders are raining and rares!
Just one more time.
Larry Raiders are raining and rares!
Scooby, you can't say that shit. This is a kid's movie.
Mary Jane is a man in a mask.
Synonymous.
Oh, but Raggy, roll red. Why don't you say that to my face, man?
Roll red right now!
You want a little piece of the shagster?
I'll take a piece of the Shagster. So he chooses to go save Scooby because they are pals. And the Shagmatron finds a soul pit. What is going on? So inside of the pit of souls, Shaggy manages to free Velma, which causes the monster to leave her body. And apparently they don't do sunlight. Why not just start letting out all of the souls? So Velma deduces that the monsters need their bodies in order to protect them from sunlight, and then notices something wrong with Daphne.
Daphne, you okay?
Yeah. But I'm not Daphne.
As it turns out, Fred's soul accidentally ended up into Daphne's body after being released.
Hey, I can look at myself naked. Word.
Stop! So for reasons that are fairly unclear, their bodies keep switching the souls around, and although that doesn't make any sense at all, we do get a pretty entertaining scene where all the characters kind of do an impression of each other.
Man, like, why am I wearing a dress?
Everyone remain calm. Velma, what the heck's going on?
And even though they're changing their voices around, there's still something to appreciate about the physical performance all of them pull off. If only more of the movie could have been like this.
Me!
I'm back!
Like me too.
Told you so. Oh no.
So they go back to Voodoo Dude, cause I don't know, they seriously never explained who he is or why he's necessary. So as it turns out, the whole time it was Mr. Bean that wanted Scooby here.
Scoobit! How are you, my friend?
He needs him to complete some kind of ritual.
I would like you to be a sacrifice.
So thanks to some motivation from Shaggy, the gang manages to devise a plan to save Scooby and kill all the monsters. But it fails horribly.
We're here to save you. Some skull.
Shaggy luckily spots Scooby Doo, and then we're treated to this song again. Eventually, Fred and Velma get caught. Shaggy gets into disguise and attempts to free Scoob, but his soul gets fucking pulled from his body and he dies. And Mr. Bean sucks the souls of the island's inhabitants.
The moment is at hand. Through the daemon ritus, I shall absorb the energy source.
Shaggy just barely frees Scooby's soul in time. And then Fred notices something kind of weird.
Well, a man in a mask.
What? What? What?
I shall absorb.
Ew,
Puppy power! I'm outsmarted.
So, hold up. That's the twist? Gotta be fair, that was not expected. But this raises more questions than it answers. How the hell did Scrappy get involved in this whole island curse situation with actual monsters? Did he know about it? How long was he running the island amusement park for? How did he learn the rituals? Is this guy also a monster? Why didn't one of the monsters take over Scrappy? It makes no goddamn sense. This is almost over, thank God.
World with my all-powerful army! All I need to complete my transformation is Scooby Doo!
So Daphne tries getting this vent open to spray the monsters with some light.
señorita.
And music. They eventually end up saving the day.
You're a bad
Mr. Bean was apparently trapped and then freed. Why does Velma like this guy? Shaggy is with this girl, I guess. The Coast Guard shows up. Aren't they supposed to be evil or something? Who cares? Who cares? Scrappy gets arrested. The gang is back. Go fuck yourself. The movie sucks. Good night. And the credit song is just great. Holy crap, that was a lot to take in. So one of the other questions I asked at the beginning of the video was, who is this for? No one. Shaggy was easily the strongest character-wise, but that shouldn't be the case because Scooby Doo is kind of the title, but he's not even close to being the best parts. And that's kind of what kids want to see. This film is a huge mess, and although I don't really blame the cast for that, I think they should have stuck with the more adult parody aspect rather than pandering to children. It's still pretty entertaining, but mostly ironically. I'll have to review the second movie next month because I have a Halloween video I want to finish first. Okay, bye.